Pač izpad.
Mislim.
Right. So you will be able to see from the task, once you put all the turn points in, that it's a shallow triangle, not an FAI, because of the wind, and it'll be quite difficult for you to punch, possibly, if it's stronger north wind, out to the airfield and then back in. And, you know, we've had some good tasks and good days, so this one, I'd like a lot of people sort of happy and in goal. So we're using the mountains a lot, and we're coming back to the official goal. Now, it's not the same goal as the one we see down there, okay? So don't let your eyes fool you. The instruments will tell you to go to a different goal to the one you're expecting, all right? It's shorter, it's the old goal, it's close to the factory, it's quite obvious, it's a big grassy field, and it's fine. So it's actually shorter distance than the goal that we are now using here. Okay? So just go to the goal that's on your instrument. So the task, we're worried about development. It's already had one pulse back there, it will come back again. So we're doing a start out on the crocodile tail, to the northern end of it, the peak at the northern end, which is normally where you're going to get the first high climbs. As you saw yesterday, there's a big high climb there. It breaks quite early. So start is 12 kilometers around K23, and it's an entry, okay? Now that'll put you, all the ridge here to play in and to relax in. Obviously, if it is looking big north of Krushevo, you don't need to go over there. Don't go over there, obviously. We're not setting a task in a place where you will get development, so try not to fly yourself into that. But that peak is a blinder, as you saw yesterday. Boom, up you go. And it puts you at plenty of time and space. Then you're going down to B42 and a 14k radius, which will put you, yeah, is it 42? I thought it was, let's have a look, what is it there? Is it K42? P? That's it. And so it's putting us about here. So what it is you're getting the turn point. It's very sort of a flow, going across the wind. You're collecting several villages, which you have collected the last few days, and thermals. So it's putting you crosswind, not too much, to get P42 14Ks. You'll see there's a hill just as you get there, which will be a thermal trigger. Or the thermal source and trigger is a little more into the turn point, to the hills there. Then we come in to the mountains, diagonally to the wind, so we're never more than sort of 30 degrees off wind really, if the wind does develop. and we've got B13 at 14 kilometers radius. So that puts it quite tricky because you're coming into Steruli's village, which is the village across from the Narrows. Yeah. So you're optimized is you're coming into that village. Everyone does it. You know, if you've been out in the flats and you're scurrying into the mountains, you're coming in to that area, and you climb up. You might even have to go south in a climb to climb up to then head north. You have to see. That's up to you guys. The crux is getting back across the Narrows, joining the big mountain range and coming back up this way. Okay. So we're using the mountains to head back into wind rather than the flatlands. Because a lot of your bee gliders, the minute you go into wind, you just go down. Whereas if you come into the mountains, you can soar, porpoise, thermal, and the brake is a lot better for you. Okay. And then we're pushing back out to do 23 and 13 kilometers. So don't think that's the same turn point. It's the same turn point, just a bigger radius. Only because the first one is slightly behind, because we want you climbing on the peak, drifting over the back, tag it, gone. Whereas the next one, you're coming into wind, so it needs to be a tiny bit easier. So it needs to be the summit or just before. So you can go all the way up here, push out from takeoff, push out from Krushevo, or go up to the ridge, tag it, and then you're in. Now, it's nice. Downwind dash, end of speed is LO1 1 kilometer, and then LO1 200 meters. That's because this is an official goal. We know the radius is within the field. It's all pretty good, but check it yourselves. Don't drop your guard. Don't think, yes, I'm in goal. Make sure you're in that cylinder, because you will not get your time points unless you're in there. Okay. 51.8 kilometers. Is that what you've got? So it's, you know, it's not a mega easy day. I wouldn't drop your guard. It's quite a nice sort of flowing day. It keeps us out of the big mountains. The only issue I've got is the north, but we're keeping away from there being responsible. The course line is not there, so we're not expecting you to be there. The cruxes are the morning, getting over to the ridge and making sure you get up, but that should be okay. Because if it's thermic here, then it's going to be thermic out there. And then coming out from here and tagging the turn point and then heading back into the Narrows is the other sort of crux. Okay. Coming north from the Narrows is also going to be a bit of a headwind, so you might have to push. Make sure you're on the face. Don't come in lee side, all right? It's not good. So when you're crossing the Narrows, you know, where that, do you remember the first day where the combine harvester was and everyone took the slow climb in the middle of the valley? Just be careful of coming in lee side. Make sure if you're low, coming around the front. And you can porpoise, get up. Also remember that at the end, you're tagging that last turn point and you're in. You don't have to be mega high. I'm sure your computers will tell you that. So that's where the breakaway point, where you're coming away from the gaggle. You could start thinking about tagging this from, you know, right back here. Can you boodle down there, tag it, glide in, downwind? Nice. So that's where the winners will probably break away from the pack. Ballsy. Which point you're going to break away? Just watch Kylie. And Ronald.
Don't watch me.
Kylie and Ronald are the lone wolves. You've got nothing to lose. Just go fast and alone. The main gaggle will obviously be conservative, travelling the same speed. So 51k task. We've got development again forecast by 5 o'clock. So obviously we want people down before that. So land by time we'll put to 4. 4 is 50k task. 11 days. What was reasonable? 4:30. 4:30. Okay, if it looks dangerous, we'll stop it anyway. So 4:30 is the land by window. The takeoff start. This takeoff. Sorry, I'm not going to change words. The takeoff will be open at 11:30, and the start. Let's give you an hour to get all settled, shall we? 12:30. Okay, very easy. And you're landing by 4:30. It's all the 30s. Okay, very easy. So this is a good task, and but it's a pleasant task. 50k triangle, making sure people stay safe. Remember, if we say level 2, it doesn't mean we're going to stop it. So don't think, oh, level 2, right, speed bar, off I go. Oh, damn, I'm on deck, and he didn't stop it. You know, think, okay, we'll give you the reason why, and we'd expect you to be responsible and say, okay, I'll either give that a wide berth, or I won't go so high to base. You know, think, if you're on your own, would you be happy being up there? You know, with no support, no infrastructure. When we say stop, the task is stopped, you land immediately. You go to the valley floor and you land somewhere safe. In the blue, stop. Don't keep flying. Don't go into the mountains. Don't, you know, do your own thing. You're in this competition. You've signed up for this competition. So if we ask you to stop, you stop. Okay? That's it. We'll give you a time so everyone knows it. And within this radius, we're pretty good. We don't need it repeating. But just for a point of interest, if you're on a task line, let's say yesterday, and we stop it, so we were in front when we stopped it. So the guys right at the back sometimes don't hear it. So what happens is we normally would ask the competition to relay the message, or other pilots, you can. So you know, when you're in a competition in the future, it's good to think, well, actually, I'm halfway along the course, and I'm at 2 grand or whatever. I'll relay it as well. So you're sort of grape-shotting the information so that everyone gets it. So that the poor guy that's just low, just struggling up, he didn't get it. So he now climbs up, yes! And then, you know, where is everybody? So it's good to just sort of think, right, you know, I'm halfway along the course, I'll relay it back so that everyone gets it. Just for the future. But everyone was all right with it being stopped yesterday. We can all see why. Today might be the same, but I would imagine we'd be on the ground before it really starts to kick off. I'm going to stay locally, flying a tandem, so you won't see my reggae master glider. I don't know what colour the tandem is. That might be reggae as well. Yeah. White. Scar. Okay. Okay, cool. But JC will be hooning round. Where's JC? Okay, he's incognito already. He'll be going round. So he's got the orange Alpina. So he'll be on course, and I'll be on the ridge mainly, just keeping an eye on development, and then I'll come into goal to land everybody. So it'll be great. It'll be a nice day. Nice, relaxing, calm day. Has anybody got any questions? Today's an even date.
Where did you say the start is again? The boundary? Whereabouts? How far?
Physically?
Yeah.
We put it about the summit. If you look to the ridge out there, if you look to the north, there's a...
It's on that piece over there.
Yeah, the ridge out front. You should have it on your thingy, but it's out there.
Right.
Because what we don't want you to do is be north of Krushevo, because that's where the development is. And if it's strong winds, you'll be pinned there in the shallows. So we don't want that. So we want you out north, out front, in the flats, out safe. You can stay here, high, glide, pick, go. Or you could go out there, high, and then go out, in, gone, if you want. Depends if you're inside the cylinder when you're high or not. But it's an entry. So if you're in it, you've got to come out and go back in for it to start. Okay? But there's lots of options of places where you can hold that are safe. And that's what we want. Happy with that? I think the interesting point will be getting back, going down the flatlands will be pretty self-explanatory. You will be in there quite early, but it has been working early. Getting back across the narrows, one crux, and especially for the bees gliders, and then getting going from there, from the ridge to the last turn point and into goal will be the other separation, I would imagine. So it's going to be fun, and we can watch it. And if you think
Oh, you have to go first there and then, okay. Thank you. I want to look if it was good.
What do you reckon? 50k task? An hour. Brilliant.
Busting out the answer today, are you?
What's your average speed?
I had 11.81.